Shalom and welcome, God's beloved. First of all, I want to apologize for the long break since my last video, and I thank you for your patience for waiting for the release of this video. Today, I will be sharing with you the 4 different personality traits, their behavior under the same environment. Now, because of the long break, let us recap what we have learned over the weeks or over the months. On my screen, you can see a red dot. I'm going to draw a horizontal line across the red dot like this. And all those lines above the horizontal line, I call them the outgoing people. Now, keep in mind, the outgoing people are very sociable people. They are not shy and they are very comfortable with people around them. And those that are below the horizontal line, I term them as a reserved people. These reserved people are somewhat shy and takes time to warm up to people. They would like to say they will only speak when it's necessary. Now let me draw a vertical line across the red dot. So on the right-hand side of the vertical line, you will see people. It means that these people on the right-hand side, they prioritize people above tasks. So likewise, on the left-hand side, we have task-oriented people. The task-oriented people are those who prioritize their tasks or work above people. So here it creates 4 quadrants of human behaviors. So I hope you get this clear. We have the outgoing, and the opposite of outgoing is the reserved. And then we have the people-oriented, and the opposite of people-oriented are the task-oriented. Now, from here, we will see the 4 quadrants: the driven, the inspiring, the supportive, and the compliant. So let us first look at the driven personality traits. The driven is usually denotes as D and has a symbol of exclamation marks. What it means is they kind of wanting things quick. It's like shouting, emphasizing, so they can be people who are very direct in the way they approach or talk. Many may get offended by the D personality of a driven people. And because they are so driven, they will get things done. However, there may be a lot of cleanup to do after the things they have completed. Now, the driven personality are motivated by results. Because of results, the mind is all directed at results. So results is more important than any other thing to them. Because of results, they tend to be outgoing and they are task-oriented. Why outgoing? Because in order for them to achieve results, they are not shy. They will go out there and they will talk to people and they will get to their results that they want. And they are also task-oriented. The task will produce results. So they emphasize on people finishing the job than the processes. So the result is important to them. They like to say, as long as you get the results out, I don't care how you do it. So these are the driven personality. So remember this, the driven people are outgoing and they are task-oriented, motivated by results. The next personality which I introduced to you was the inspiring people. The inspiring people, their symbol is a star, and they are also denoted by the alphabet C. The inspiring people are outgoing. They are like movie stars. They can talk. They will mix with people. They are very sociable. In any party that they go to, you can actually spot them who are the inspiring people. They are also very influential. So they are outgoing and they are also people-oriented. They enjoy people. So unlike the driven people, the inspiring people will focus more on people above tasks. They will go around chit-chatting and meeting people and shine. So a lot of salesmen are actually inspiring people. They can inspire or influence people. Their motivation of inspiration comes from recognition. So if you want to motivate an inspiring person, you give him a chance to be recognized. Like awards, he would be happy to work towards getting the awards. The next personality is the supportive personality. The supportive personality, their symbol is plus and minus. It means that they are more like fence-sitters. They are stable. They are emotional, but not very emotional, unlike the inspiring people. They will go with the flow, and they are people-oriented. They enjoy people but close relationship. However, they are reserved. That's why close relationship. It takes time for them to warm up to people. And their motivation is relationship. So if you want to walk or work with a supportive person, emphasize on relationship. They will enjoy working with you. The S personality or supportive personality, they are more of team players. The next personality is the compliant personality, the alphabet C, and their symbol is question mark. It means they like to question everything. They want to understand. So when they understand, then they can carry out their processes or do their tasks. They need to know why before they do anything. So the compliant people are more of reserved as well. They will not simply talk, they will talk only necessary, and they are task oriented. And their motivational factor is reliability. The statement that a compliant person would usually use is, if you cannot prove it, it doesn't exist. Or if you cannot prove it, then it is not reliable. So these are the people who are also doubtful. And if they find that they understand what is truth, it is very hard to convince them otherwise. So they can be termed as stubborn as well. So it depends on situation. God's beloved, I've covered with you the 4 different personality traits. Now let's go into our topic for today. The 4 different personality traits on how they behave in the same environments. Now let's take an environment of after a movie walking out. So we have 4 friends who goes for same movie, same cinema, and then they come out. So how their conversation would be like? Let's look at it. The first one, a person who talks about the part of the movie that's exciting, funny, and start even acting it out. Start behaving like the actor or actress, and even mimic the way they speak. So what do you think is this personality? Is it the D, the I, the S, or the C? The next one, the conversation is he is very critical and he will rate the movie after watching. It means he'll say this movie is good or no good and why. It will bring up all the supporting points of why the movie is considered good or no good, or how the actor and actresses were performing, even the music that is played. He will critique and rate the movie. So what do you think this personality would be? The next is a person who listen and acknowledge. Everything others say, yeah, 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 I agree. Yes, yes, agree. It seems like he has no opinion from himself. So what do you think this personality would be? And the last is ask him, how's the movie? Okay. Or he will even say, oh, very good. Or he said, no, I don't like. Or he just said, it's just a movie. Just like that. And maybe just a smile. So what do you think this personality would be? All 4 of them, these statements are from different personality. I would like you to take a few seconds to quickly put in which is spoken by a driven person, inspiring person, a supportive person, or a compliant person. You can pause the video until you have written and continue the video after you have written. Now I will proceed to give you the answers. So the first one would be the I personality. That's why when he come out from the movie, he will make it the joke or he will mimic the actor or actresses. And he will even say funny things. As for the C personality, they are always very critical. They will rate the movies. They will talk the quality of the filming. They'll talk about the cameraman. They'll talk about the clothing and everything. That's the C personality. They are critical. And the S personality, they are the one who would agrees with whatever the others is saying. It's not that they don't have their own opinion. It is that they prefer to continue to support the relationship or have a relationship with those who are speaking. So if there's any contradiction between the other speakers, then the S personality would be stressed. They would not know who to cite. Now, the next one is the D personality. The D personality are those who say with only a few words, yes, the movie is good. That's all. And then they keep quiet. Right? So are you the D, I, S, or C? Now it depends because some people are also a one word answer. because they may not be so sociable and they'll just answer with one word. Example, the S personality. You may ask, how's the movie? Good? And he keep quiet because he is not sociable. He is not outspoken. But here it is just an exercise for you to differentiate. And of course, you have to put all the exercises together in order to evaluate if a person is a D, I, S, or C. Now, let's look at the next scenario. Let's say these four friends go hunting, D, I, S, and C. So they spotted a deer, and then it says, ready, aim, fire. So how does the D works in hunting? And when the D spot a deer, he would immediately bang, bang. He will shoot down the deer. Whether he miss or not, that's a different thing. He may not even aim correctly and shoot. He will just shoot. I'm talking about the extreme of the D. The next, the I personality. The I would be talking and talking until the deer runs away. Because you may say, oh, look, the deer is so cute. Oh, I tell you what, I will try to shoot the horn of the deer. By the time he's want to shoot, the deer will have run away. The S personality would be, don't shoot, the deer is so cute. Oh, please don't shoot. That'll be like that. That's the S personality. The supportive people, they are very caring, very loving kind of personality. They do not intend to hurt anyone. So they also do not like hurting animals as well. These are the S personality. Then we have the C personality. They are the one who say ready, aim, aim, and never satisfied. Keep aiming and aiming until the deer runs away. So if you are extreme D, I, S, or C, chances is that you will not be able to get results when you go hunting because the D bang, bang, bang without even aiming. The I talk until the deer runs away. The S would not have the heart to pull the trigger. And the C would be aiming and adjusting until the deer runs away. That is why you cannot just be a D, I, S, or C. You need to have a combination of them. Now let's look at the next scenario. You go to an event and the boss wants an update from you. So how does the D, I, S, or C update their boss? So this is a communication. So let's think about it. What do you think when a D comes in to communicate or update the boss? How about the I, the S, and the C? What would they say to the bosses or how would they structure their conversation? Now, God's beloved, pause this video for a while and you write your answer. Then after that, you play to see what I would have shared with you. Now, let me show you what the D would be, speaking or communicating to the boss. So if the boss asks the driven person, hi, Mr. Driven, how was the event just now? And Mr. Driven, he would summarize the entire event, or he may just say, all good. That's all. Or with only a few pointers. He doesn't go into details unless the boss asks him for detail. That is how the D communicate. So if they're not happy, they said the event is lousy. Full stop. Or he will say, the MC is so lousy, it spoils the entire event even without talking about the other component or activities of the event. So the D is very summarized and to what he seem or he take or perceive as results, and that would be his communication to the boss. And the I personality would be exciting with hand gestures, talk swiftly, even things that are not relevant to the event, and is very inorganized. It means he will talk, is starting, and then after that he jump to the end, then he jump to the center, he go back to the beginning. He just jump here and there, and his hand gesture is always moving, and he's so excited when he speaks about it. And the way he deliver his stories would also be exciting. So that's the I personality. He seems like he enjoys talking, or put it this way, it's like he is reenacting out the whole entire drama through his personality. Now, how about the S personality, the supportive personality? The supportive personality are more of people-oriented, so they will be focusing on people. They will tell the boss about the event on how the people feel about it or how the people are treated. And they will go into detail and they will speak softly and also maybe slowly as well. Okay, so these are the S personality of speaking or communication when they are asked about certain thing. They may go to detail but may not be very detailed unless it is purely on relationship and have a relationship with the boss. Otherwise, if it's only a very professional relationship, chances is that he will not say so much. So it means the closer you have in terms of relationship with a supportive personality, the more you can draw out information from that person. So next would be the C personality. The C personality are people who are precise and detailed. They will start from the very second the event starts and continue in a structured manner until the event ends. And they will focus on the tasks and activities one by one, and they will tell you the results. So they are very detailed, and their conversation or communication to the boss of the event may be overly detailed if it is not managed well. So I hope you can understand the communication behavior of those D, I, S, or C. Now let's go to the next environment or situation. So let's say the communication of quarrel being into argument between two people, and you have the D, I, S, and C. So who do you think would behave in such manner that talks in few words, tears, will cry, and will be quiet and need a cool down period in the argument? Is it the D, the I, the S, or the C? Now, how about those who are loud and speak fast, think quickly, and their hands gestures fly everywhere? What kind of personality is this in an argument? And those who are facts only, they say, come on, give me the facts. Don't just tell me things of how you feel. I want facts. And they speak in orderly manner, but may be fierce or even avoid talking to a person because they find that person is not rational. So it doesn't want to talk to that person. What kind of personality would be like this? And how about those who are direct, fierce, and maybe even loud? So, God's beloved, why I show you this argument environment? Because if you look at your own life or you look at your partner's life and you see the way you argue or your partners argue, you can see the signs of personality in one another. And how would you behave is all reflected in your D, I, S, and C that is inside you. So let me give you the answer. So those who want to attempt to see who is D, I, S, and C in these four statements, please pause the video and continue after this. Now I will show you the answer. The first one would be the S personality. The S personality in argument, they do not say so much words. They may say only one or two liner because relationship is trend right now. So they can't talk much. They need to talk in a gentle manner, a soft-spoken manner, like, in love and care, and they will talk, or they will be crying, and they may be even quiet. They will just watch you, yeah, while you say all whatever you want. And the S personality usually needs a cooling down period after argument. And as for the I personality, they are loud, they are fast, and they will have hands gesture, and they will fly everywhere and talk about everything because they are angry. And as for the C personality, they are the one who want facts. So if you have a partner who is a very strong C personality and you are a person without facts or without rational, when it comes to argument, you may find yourself standing there and the C personality would just say to you, shut up, and he just walk away. That's the sad part. Because the C personality need facts. And when they don't get the facts, they themselves will be frustrated and they can behave like a D personality in terms of argument. And if you're S personality, you only stand down there and you can only cry. And the C personality will say, wow, you are so irrational. Okay, right. So now we look at the D personality, the last one. Okay, so he's very direct. He will tell you straight to the point because I don't like the way you talk. I don't like the way you sound. You sound so lousy, or you have no facts in whatever you say. You are just silly. These are very direct and they can be very fierce and even loud. These are the D personality. So they get what they wanted. It means to end the argument. Either they win or they lose. That's a different picture, but they end the argument and they are fierce and they hurt people. So usually a D personality, if not controlled, after argument, someone is badly hurt. And that is the one who is not a D personality. So if you put two D personality in argument, it can be very, very fierce. Or you put two I personality in argument, you may see things flying around and throwing at one another. And also, if you put two S personality in argument, both of them will just cry, say a few words, and maybe walk away and says, let's have a cool down period, right? And for a C personality, they will want to bring out all the facts and they'll argue on all facts. So at times, if you know God's beloved, if you notice, sometimes in this world, using our carnal mind facts are not enough. We will sure have contradiction. So that is why I started the PMP saying that unless our culture is based on the word of God and all of us are doing MMOD or called abiding in the word, then when come to argument, we can settle it correctly or wisely. Otherwise, even we have cooling down period, it doesn't mean the issues are resolved. Am I right? So now let's look at the next situation. This is a romantic situation. Wow, because we are PMP, we want to talk about how romance works under the four different personality. So the romantic personality. So what kind of personality you think would be romantic? Is it the D, I, S, or C? It would be romantic and expressive. How about the shy and the nervous personality in the romance? They'll be shy, they'll be nervous, they'll be scared. So you need to lead this personality who are shy into romance. So who are they? How about get things over with quickly? It's a Valentine's Day and he come, he said, okay, I need to get you a flower. Now here's a flower, let's have dinner, finish that, let's go home. Right? And he call it, why? Isn't that Valentine's Day for flowers and for dinner? Yeah, and he will talk like that about those who follow traditions but not romantic. Oh, it's Valentine's Day, so tomorrow I need to get a bouquet of flowers for my girl, and then I have to bring her to a nice dinner. So I'll go down there and then I buy her flowers and bring her for dinner. After that, just following a tradition and things like that. So if I don't know the tradition, I don't know what to do. So let's say during the dinner, and then someone play music and say, ladies and gentlemen, the floor is now open for you to dance. And the C personality will sit down there and say, oops, I don't know, because I don't think that we need to dance on a Valentine's Day. And yet the S personality who is shy and nervous and wanting to dance with you and said, please, please, please invite me to the floor in her heart. But she will not say to you and just waiting for you to invite her, where all the other couples, the men will be inviting the girls to the floor to dance, and your girl will be sitting down there waiting for you to invite. But because you are C personality, you say, why do we need to dance to be romantic? No, we don't need to dance. Not everybody can dance, so why should we dance? So there will be an issue there. Or if you have a D personality down there, so what happened? It would be say, okay, need to dance, come, let's dance. And you just bring the girl out and go and dance. Now, so in these four statements, how would you put or what would you put? D, I, S, or C? Let me give you the answer. So the first one would be I. I is known as the most romantic or expressive person. So if you want romance, I is the one. They are not shy to express themselves. But it doesn't mean that they're loving, right? They are just romantic. Romantic and loving are two different things. Okay. The S are the one who are shy and nervous, but they are very caring and supportive. And the D personality will just fulfill whatever needed for the event and go home. As for the C personality, they will follow tradition. It means that they have to understand what is required and they'll do it. If they do not understand what is required and cannot accept them, they will not do it. So that is where the situation is in romance between the D, I, S, and C. So God's beloved, now let's look at leadership. Leadership is a very key thing in life. And as we have already learned the different D.I.S.C personality behavior, so let's see how D.I.S.C would behave under leadership. So what do you think of a person who is creative and inspiring in his leadership? He will create things, he will create new activities, fun things, and he will even build support works, a lot of other things to make leadership more exciting, or his leadership is more colorful. What kind of personality will you think he is? And how about those who are very communal and who likes to share and sacrifice for one another, who always emphasize on teamwork, teamwork, teamwork. And you can see him literally on his own hands helping others in the team. What kind of leadership personality is this? How about this? A person who's very commanding and directional. He will tell you what to do, where to go, but he doesn't tell you how. He will give you the direction and he knows what he's talking about and he'll just command and he don't take no as an answer. It means when you work with him, there is no excuses. You need to fulfill them. What kind of personality do you think he is? About those who are calm and compliant to rules and regulation. Under his leadership, he has set up all the rules, the procedures for you to follow, step-by-step instruction in details. And he will even show you what are the results that you're expecting. What do you think is the D, I, S, and C in these four statements? So let me show you the answer. I, S, D, C. So now let's look at support. For those who are talking about support, how would the D, I, S, and C support a person? A person who is expressive and provides feedbacks to you. What kind of people do you think they are? About those who serve and to listen is how they support you. They will sit with you and they'll listen to what you are to say, the stories, so that they can empathize with you. What kind of people they are? How about the supportive nature of those who immediately come and help you? What kind of people are they who quickly come and solve your problem? Not even bother how it is going to work, but he comes and solve it first. How about those who follow rules and traditions? So if you know the answer, put down your answer. Let me share with you the answer. So God's beloved, I have shared with you the different scenarios of how D, I, S, and C, the four different personality would behave under the same environment. So the next thing I'll do is that I will look into your personality as couples. I will look into them individually with you, yourself, then after that as a couples. So I would like to book your time so you can understand yourself better, confide in me, ask questions about yourself, your partners, or someone who is important to you. Then later on, I will put you and your partner together and we'll do a sharing of how you would treat one another as a couple. Now, remember this, God's beloved. Whatever your personality is, whether are you prominent in D, I, S, or C, or combination of a few, the importance is that the right personality traits is the one that is right for the moment and situation according to the will of God. If you do not manage your personality correctly according to the will of God, at the end of the day, your personality is not considered right, but wrong. So let us learn how do we work with one another, how do we walk with one another, using the right personality in the right environment according to the will of God. So God's beloved, let us declare together, as always, at the end of our video. Let us no fear, no compromise, abiding in the word of God, led by the Spirit of God. Shalom, Emmanuel.